Hey guys, it's Becca from Inabookshell, and today I'm going to be doing my summer book haul. I don't know how this has happened, trust me, but over these summer months, I have accumulated about, I don't know, 23/24, maybe 25 books. Yeah, that happened. I got that many books this summer. Wow, my hair is crazy. Anyways, I got a lot of books this summer, and there are a lot of contemporaries, because like as you all know that I say that the summer months, you know, between August and July and June and a little bit of May also, yeah, that's like the summer months are for like contemporary books. Contemporary books are the summer months. So I got a lot of contemporary books, and I'm like really excited to show you guys because I love these books. Like, they've been sitting on my bookshelf because I wanted to show you guys like every single one of them, okay? And I just look at them and I'm just like, wow, they are so beautiful. Like, I cannot wait to show this to the book world. My summer is drawing to a close because school is about to start for me. I don't have that much time, guys. I probably have like 2 more days. I need a moment. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first book I have actually already read. This is probably the only book that I have read from this pile, and that is 6 Months Later by Natalie D. Richards. This is a little different, okay? And I'm also going to film a review about this, and this is a little different book than I have ever picked up, guys. Like, I'm not one for like mystery books, and this is a mystery. This is about a girl. The last 6 months of her life, she has forgotten everything. Before she lost her memory, she wanted this boy Blake to like her, and now 6 months later he is her boyfriend. Before, she had a best friend, and now her best friend's not talking to her. Before, she was a mediocre student, but now she's like an Ivy League student. So I just finished this, and I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. It wasn't like the best book I've ever read, but it was me stepping out of my comfort zone. I think that, you know, as readers, we have to broaden our horizons. So I broadened my horizons by reading a mystery book, and I enjoyed it. So yes, be looking for a review real soon about this book, because I did enjoy it, but it wasn't like the best. The next book I got was Girl Out of Water by Laura Silverman. I got this at the beginning of summer, and I just think it's like the perfect summer read. And I don't really know much about it, but I know it's about this girl who moves to this, before she's from California, but then she moves all the way to Nebraska, and it's about her, you know, dealing with her new surroundings and trying to make friends and this new environment that she has to come accustomed to. And I also picked up this book because this author, I heard through the grapevine, this author, I guess she spoke about her political views, and people were going on to her Goodreads where this book hadn't even been published yet, and just like ranking her book like 1 star, like 1 stars and everything, just because they did not like her political views. And so I didn't like that very much, so I vowed that I was gonna get this book and I was gonna read it and I was gonna give her an honest review, because, you know, honesty is key, guys. And it actually looked like a book that I would really enjoy, so I'm really excited to dive into this one. So the second book I got was Unfaithful by Elisa S. Amor. This is an author that is based in Italy, like, so I got this book off of Amazon. This is the second book in the Untouchable series, I believe. I read the first book in about January, and I knew if I did not pick up the second book, then I wasn't gonna finish the rest of the series, and which is not good because I liked the first book. I thoroughly enjoyed the first book, and I even talked about it in my TBR list. So I knew if I didn't pick up this book, I was not gonna read the rest of the series, so I picked it up. And guys, okay, so the book was originally in Italian, but then they translated to English, and I ordered it on Amazon and they misspelled never on the cover, which I just think was a typo, but I'm just gonna pretend like it's not there, but it's like, it's so there. Like, I see it every time I look at it. This is a fantasy read about angels, and it's very different feel of a fantasy angel thing. It's nothing like, you know, Hush Hush or Fallen, like nothing like those series. It's very, very different. The next book I got was The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee I can't say her last name. I'm not even gonna attempt it because I will butcher it. I got this book at Walmart because it was like really cheap. It was like $8. And the cover, guys, this cover is beautiful. Like, it's beautiful. I like this paperback version better than the hardback version, so I knew I had to get it anyways because, like, you know, everybody loves this book. And the concept of the book is very interesting. It's about this king. He takes a wife every single night and then he kills her at dawn every single morning. Now, if that doesn't hook you just a little bit, then I don't know what will. But I think this is, it's like a high fantasy read. I think I got to like, I started reading it, like I tried to read it, and I got to like maybe 100 something pages, and I had to put it down because like I needed something that was, it was like the beginning of the book was very boring, and it was very hard for me to get into it. I don't know, I will retry it. I'm not gonna like not read this because I'm not gonna like buy a book and then not finish it, but it's very hard for me to pick up, and I hope that I pick it up soon and have a different view on it. The next book I got was Eyes Turn Skyward by Rebecca Yarros. I actually have a review about this book up already on my channel, so I'll leave the link down below if you know what I'm saying. If you want to check that out, you can. This is the second book in her military romance, new adult romance series, and I loved this book, okay? I loved it. It was just the perfect romance book, and I mentioned before that like I don't usually read military romances, but I loved it. Like, I loved it so much. So make sure you go check out my review if you're like a little intrigued. The next book I got was the fourth book in the Elemental series by Brittany C. Cherry. It is called The Gravity of Us. I have read all of the books in the series and I love them. I even like lent them out to my friend Allie and she loved them too. But they're just really good, really emotional, like heart-wrenching new adult romance books, and they're beautiful, guys. Like, they're just beautiful. The next book I picked up was Half-Blood by Jennifer L. Armentrout, and like I've said before, Jennifer L. Armentrout is a queen. She's one of the queens among the book world, and this book is kind of like a mythological, people compare it to Vampire Academy, but you know, I like to make my own opinions. I love Vampire Academy, so why not pick up something that I will love? So plus, I love Jennifer Armentrout, so why not pick up this book? The next book I picked up was Phoenix by Elizabeth Richards. I actually have a review for the first book. It's called Black City, up on my channel already. And just like the Unfallen, Unfaithful book, I got this book because, you know, I read the first book. And I know if I don't get the second book, then I'm not going to finish the series. Like, if I don't get it in time, then I'm going to forget what the first book is about. Do you guys ever do this? Okay, do you guys ever pick up a series, love the first book, but then forget to get the other ones? And then you just forget about what the first book is about? If you're not guilty of this, then you're lying. Guys, the next book I am so excited I got. This was a new Sarah Dessen book. It's called Once and For All, and it's a signed copy, okay? Signed by Sarah Dessen. I'm gonna make a video about this soon because I love Sarah Dessen books. Like, I love her books so much. Sarah Dessen is one of my all-time favorite authors, and I love everything that she writes, so I know I'm gonna love this. Next, I picked The Boy Most Likely To by Huntley Fitzpatrick. You might know this author because she's the one who wrote The Boy Next Door. I love that book. I love the second book, and this is the third book. I'm really, really excited to pick this one up because they're characters from the first book that I wanted to get to know further on, and I'm so glad that she wrote a book about them. The next book I got this summer is The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. I read her book, Everything Everything, loved it. I didn't get to see the movie, which I don't know why. But I picked this one up. I don't really know what this one's about. I kind of like to I like to go into her books with not knowing what the plot line is. But I love her writing. This cover is beautiful, and I know I will love the story. The next book I got was Open Road Summer by Emery Lord. I've actually never read a book by this author before, and I know that's kind of surprising because a lot of people have read her before. This has summer in the title, so of course I was going to pick it up because it's a summer read. And plus, it was like $5 at Walmart, and I've heard great things about this book, and I'm just like really excited to dive into it. Next book I got was Blood Rose by Danielle Rose. This book is a fantasy read. It's a witch and a vampire kind of book. Now, I haven't read a lot of books where there's witches and vampires, so I had to pick it up, and plus it's from Of Tomes Publishing, and I subscribe to Benjamin Of Tomes on YouTube, which you should too, and I was happy to support his publishing by picking up this book, and it sounded really, really interesting. Next book I got was Sweet Thing by Renee Carlino. I have heard about this book a lot. See, like, well, the thing with book hauls, like, I just don't like to talk about, like, the description of it, but I know you guys want to know a little bit about the description of it, but, like, I can't, like, just say, like, the back part of it, because that would be, like, the longest thing ever. It's about this girl named Mia, and after her father dies, she moves to this new town that she's not used to, and she meets a guy there, and you could say that, you know, they got a little sweet thing going on. This is a new adult romance, and I thought it looked really sweet, so I decided to pick this one up. The next book I picked up was First Life by Gina Showalter. Now, this book's sequel has recently came out. This book came out, like, I believe, like, maybe a year ago, but I picked it up. I literally picked it up right when it came out, but I never read it, and then I lost it. Like, I don't know how that happened, but one day it was on my bookshelf, the other day it wasn't. I don't know. Maybe someone took it. It's a fantasy read, and there's about 2 different worlds, and it just looks so interesting to me. Like, the description of the book just looks so interesting, and I was like really upset that I didn't have it. So I picked it up at Amazon for like, it was probably 50 cents. So, and it's a hardback, and there's like seems to be nothing wrong with it. I'm happy that I picked this up, and maybe it's a sign that I need to read it. The next book I'm actually really excited that I got, because this book is a book that came out like last summer, and I always wanted to pick it up, but it was just, you know, so expensive. Like, books are so expensive. So I waited till I got it at Half Price Books for like $8, and that is The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson. First off, look at this cover. This cover just screams summer. Like, I love everything about this cover. I don't know a lot about what it's about, but I just love the cover, and I've heard nothing, like nothing, but great things about this book and this author. I heard that she wrote Second Chance Summer, which is another book that I really wanted to read, and I don't have it in my book haul, but that is a book that I'm looking forward to picking up also, and I'm really excited to read this one. Like, I'm gonna read this one really soon. So the next book I picked up is a book that I know is going to be cherished by me, and that is the last book in the To All the Boys I Loved Before series, well, trilogy, and that is Always and Forever, Lara Jean. Jenny Han has quickly became one of my favorite authors of all time. I loved her To All the Boys I Loved Before trilogy, and this is the last book in the trilogy. Like, I mean, the last book, guys. This is the last time we will ever hear about Lara Jean, okay? And Peter Kavinsky. I connected so much with these characters, and I loved the humor in these books, and I love the friendship and the family aspect, and I love Peter. Like, I don't think I've said that enough in any of my reviews on the books. Like, I love Peter. And I'm just really sad that this series is drawing to a close. Book that I got, it was like the last one that they sold. I got this right when it came out. Like, I got this right when it came out. And this is a different edition. I got it from Target, and it has like recipes from Lara Jean's cookbook. Like, I mean, and I've said in my reviews that like these books make me want to eat. And I've got a playlist for the book. Like, what else do you need? I'm actually really sad to pick this up. I probably won't pick this one up till like maybe a couple weeks into my senior year, because I'm about to be a senior, and in this book Lara Jean is a senior in high school, and she's like graduating, and I just feel like that's gonna make me feel really nostalgic about high school, which I don't know why, because like high school is not fun, but whatever. Just saying goodbye to these characters is gonna be so hard for me, like you don't even know. The next book I got was Fire in You by Jennifer Armentrout, writing as Jaylyn. This is the last book in her Wait For You new adult series. I love Jennifer Armentrout. I've already said that before in this video. I've loved this series, and I've loved every single book. So I'm really sad to be picking up the last book, but you know, I know I'm gonna love it. The next book I got was The Start of Me and You by Emily Lord. This is the second book in this summer book haul that is Emily Lord. I've heard nothing but great things about this author. That's why I picked it up. And plus, it was like $2. This book is by a girl named Paige whose first boyfriend died in a swimming accident, and so now she's afraid to go swimming. And this is about her meeting a new boy and hopefully getting over her fears of swimming. And I'm really excited to read this one. And it's a summery book, so I really love contemporaries. Like, I've been really in the mood for contemporaries for a long time. I love contemporaries. I love like the YA romance and everything. And this one just seems like a really, really sweet one and an emotional one also. So I'm really excited to pick this one up. The next books I picked up, the last 2 books in the Thunder Road trilogy, which is Walk the Edge and Long Way Home by Katie McGarry. I love Katie McGarry books. Like, I have read like all of her books. I loved the first Thunder Road novel, so I'm really excited that I have these. Like, and they're beautiful. Like, I love these covers. Okay, tip for authors: if you have a beautiful cover, then a book lover is going to pick up your book and most likely will buy it. The next book I picked up was The Love That Split the World by Emily Henry. I remember when this book came out and I never picked it up, and then I got it at this one store for $2. But then it was one of those reads where like these books that you pick up where you're like, okay, it's $2, like I'm gonna pick this one up. And then you get home and you look up the reviews about the book and they're not so great. Like, almost all of them are saying that they don't like the book. And I'm like, well, there goes the $2 that could have bought me an ice cream cone. But I hope that I'm one of those people that's like the 2% of that people that likes the book. So hopefully I like this book. Like, it's a pretty cover, so hopefully it's a pretty story. The next book I picked up was Roar by Cora Carmack. I've read a lot of Cora Carmack's books, like her college series, her Rusk University series. I loved those. So when I heard that she was getting a fantasy read, I was like, heck yeah. Pre-ordered it right there. Look at this cover. Guys, look at this cover. It's shiny and you can feel, oh my gosh, guys. If anything, pick up the book just because of the cover, okay? The cover is beautiful. This is a high fantasy read, and I don't know what the plot is about, but I just know that Cora Carmack never disappoints me in any of her novels. So like, I'm really excited to pick this one up because I don't think she's ever written a high fantasy read before. And the last book I picked up was The Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han. So, like I've said before, Jenny Han has quickly became one of my favorite authors. So of course I had to pick up this trilogy because anything that Jenny Han writes, like, I'm gonna pick it up because I love her books so much. I love the cover and I love the aspect of the story about this girl. Her name is Belly, which makes me think of Jelly Bean for some reason. It's about her and her family going to this beach house, and there's these 2 boys there that she's grown up with, who they've grown up with each other by going to each other's beach house like every summer. And this one particular summer, they start to notice her in a different way, you know? So, this looks like it's gonna be really good, and I'm really, really excited to pick this book up. So yeah, that was my summer book haul. I know that was a lot of books. Like, I'm actually kind of overwhelmed. But comment down below anything about these books, if they're good, which ones have you read and which ones have you enjoyed, but no spoilers. Like, I hate spoilers. Comment down below the books that you have accumulated over the summer. How many books have you bought this summer? Like, and tell the truth. Like, there's no judgments here, okay? Is that like 24 books? Oh dear.
Hashtag no regrets.
So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!